At least he wasn't talking to himself tonight. Absorbed in a comic book of somewhat collectible prowess, his eyes, designed as though they were intended to be a mono-eye gone awry, darted lucidly, yet grey and jellied, tentatively surveying the landscape around him, across the hand-drawn cartoons tickling his privates as he rested the book on his lap. Behind him, the lesbian with the tin-can ears and the knowing features still remained straight, and still shot herself down each time she caught herself feeling warm at the sight of the flat-chested 30-something travelling girl opposite the self-absorbed comic man in corduroy slacks. He even carried a handy shoe-shiner travel-sized wipe in his tan leather satchel, which, if you smelled it really carefully, reminded you of the ever-so-slightly creepy vicar that would frequent your old primary school every Wednesday morning for the Lord's Prayer and a good old wholesome sing-along to something with words of a holy nature, or the connotative references that would stick to your pre-pubescent self and explode on your face into a cherry-coloured funk, as though the devil had spunked all over your head. The lady in question sat with her book covering her face, and, although she knew it would emit a vibe that she detests in other people, just look at how cool I am reading Salinger or Keats or Angelou, she didn't dare remove it and reveal the streaming snail trails repulsing from her left nostril. Hay fever or oversexed? Mucus bodies crammed into this bus on a hot June evening. The comic man was now reading as though he were in the comfort of his own shitter or sprawled out on his chaise longue. The boundaries we fight so savagely to maintain throughout our lives can be rendered fraudulent, redundant even, as we absorb our neighbours' odours and allow them to permeate through our pores. She could almost hear his internal, dichotomous dialogue swinging from sadistic thoughts of hurting the wailing baby and her gobby mother to overwhelmingly seductive scenarios involving his newly found soulmate sitting 2 scratchy seats along from him. Cheesy quaver crumbs filled the space in between. Herself, swinging from empathy to disgust to self-preservation, she willed herself to turn invisible as she chinked her Spanish bangles against the exposed bone on her fragile wrists. The constant battle between the dark side and the sweet, forgiving, intuitive human.